the tone of my story begins to shift. Welcome to Writer's Theory. I'm James Winterthorn, and today is day 40 of my novel writing project. I could say that today is halfway through, so there's some moving or ambiguous dates or targets that I could identify. Not targets, but milestones. And if I was writing 1,000 words every day, well, I would have achieved halfway through by day 40. But as I've established in previous videos, I've missed some days of writing, so we're not quite there. So I can't celebrate halfway yet, but this is still day 40, and I've still made excellent progress on my story. Today, we are picking up in a very tense moment in the story where I wanted to boost the action. I wanted it to be more serious, to have more on the line. And we started that yesterday, and today I'm carrying on with that. So there will be a marked shift in tone in the story, and that happens in this writing session. So let's just get right to it and see what that's all about. So he's here. He's collecting any information, any materials he can off of these two men. And still really focused on descriptions. What are his immediate goals in each moment? And that is what you write. At least that's how I focus on action. Is like, what is he trying to accomplish in this moment? Let me describe it. Let me have him go through the motions of trying to achieve it. So here, one of the men has come to. And I wanted this to be almost surreal. And so he's having an interaction with one of the men here. And so they're having a very unusual and tense interaction. So I really wanted to start to have a moral dilemma for Mercer start to have happen, and to introduce almost a supernatural event that's haunting him. And that's really my effort here. And so since the dialogue and their interaction is so important, that's really what I'm focused on here. Yeah, I really wanted this to be just dark and really push the limits of what Mercer is stated that he wants to do, or that he doesn't want to engage in violence. But these moments really push the boundary there. So one of the things that I wanted to raise the stakes on, like I talked about in the last couple of videos, was first, is there more action? Can I make it just more entertaining in general? And I don't want to lose that, especially in a story, in a genre that is very action focused. So if I'm going to play in the Western arena, I need to understand that action is going to be part of that arena. And if I'm not going to come to the table with that, well, readers are going to be really disappointed. And especially as with a novel like this, where I'm not Cormac McCarthy, and I'm not going to have really deep themes that someone can really spend some time with and really get to know. And I'm not going to attract readers that are willing to put that effort in. So I kind of need to appeal to the conventions of the genre. That doesn't mean I have to be completely cliched and write tropes on everything, but I still need to honor what a Western is, especially what might equate to being a spaghetti Western in terms of novels. So I do want to honor that. I want there to be action. I want the reader to be entertained. So I hope I'm accomplishing that in the story. So let's get back to the rest of day 40, and let's just see how well I did. And so this is one of the more violent scenes, especially where Mercer's involved, engaging in it. And this man is just like crazy, even though he's being assaulted here. And so here's that moment of Mercer's like willingness to, or desire to not hurt somebody, really being compromised. And so we see the coyote appear in moments like this. And I don't know entirely at this moment that I'm sure how I'm going to treat that, but I have some ideas about what I want the coyote to be. So you can see now the interaction becomes incredibly different, and we're not entirely sure what's happened here. That's very deliberate. And so now we've introduced Garrett as our. I mentioned that I needed a villain, a really just nasty, dangerous villain, and so I've introduced Garrett as that character. And as it turns out, he was part of the group that ambushed and killed Mercer's unit over a year before. And so this is Mercer's moment to have a little bit of redemption and do about the oddest bit of witnessing that that you might see in a story. So in terms of increasing the action, increasing the excitement of the story, I think I did that here. And I know I was more inspired writing this out than I had been before, and just how this is going to develop into other things that will help me carry this story to the end. So very excited about how that went. And with that, let's do today's line of the day. Mercer's heart pumped hard and loud. What could have only have been black oil dredged up from the sands of hell. And so here I chose this line, and I'm introducing this level of content, or this type of content, to start to have this dynamic within Mercer where he's desperately seeking salvation, but there's part of him that's just haunted and uncontrolled. And I wanted to have that be present in this scene here and in this chapter, because that's a theme that I can draw on later and really explore his character, have that be a meaningful storytelling device. So that's the line of today, and I'm pleased with that effort. Tomorrow, we finish this scene and the immediate fallout of what happens here, and carry on this action and the consequences of what's happened here. So I can't wait to share that with you tomorrow. And if you are liking these videos and you want to see if I accomplish my goal, you want to see what happens to Cole Mercer, well, please like and subscribe so you can watch my video tomorrow. Mercer's heart pumped hard and loud. what could have only been, let me read my thing before I, this is also verbose. Apparently when I am expired, I just write just really long sentences.